Today on Very That, we talk about airports and cold sodas and hot sodas and people movers. We also talk to the style queen herself, the queen of She Done Already Had Hers Is. The one and only Raja is back to Very Delta, and it's going to be Very That.
M.
Oh.
M.
Mom!
Are you a lady like me? Introspective, beautiful. Oh, are you intellectual like me? Beguiled by a bargain? You like wild times? Oh, like me? Are you serving the community like me? Well, if you are, then you must be very Delta. Hi there, I'm Delta Work, and this is Very Delta. This is a podcast where I look gorgeous, speak extemporaneously, and I invite fascinating people to sit on the couch and tell me things. Very Delta is for the lady who says autumn instead of fall. Hello, my gorgeous listeners and spectators. Welcome back to another episode of Very Delta. I'm excited to be here today. We have an extraordinary guest to come on, but we also need to cover a few things that are very Delta. It's approaching the end of the summer, thank God, and it's back to school. People are getting in their last minute trips. And I recently took a trip to Utah to visit family. It's one of my favorite trips to make. I love it so much. I used to fly exclusively out of Long Beach Airport to Salt Lake City, to Portland, to Seattle. I didn't really fly to Las Vegas. I'd always drive. I like to drive to Las Vegas. But anyway, anything sort of like southwestern United States, even Texas, Austin, I would fly on JetBlue out of Long Beach. And a few years ago, JetBlue moved out of Long Beach exclusively to LAX to make room for, well, not to make room for, but more room was made for Southwest Airlines, which, I would rather take Operation Dumbo Drop than fly on Southwest, even though there's free baggage. I don't really care. That's for another time. What I'm talking about is the airport itself. Long Beach Airport has made so many improvements for accessibility and for people to love it. And I think they went completely backwards. I can't. First of all, it doesn't really matter what airport you fly out, but I did notice it kind of at this one for sure. Who is the TSA mad at? Why is going through security like being jumped into a gang? I don't understand why. I get it. People are fucking idiots, and they go through and they have a 16-ounce bottle of water, and they heard that they need to take their belt off, but they don't take their belt off, and this, that, and the other. But my God. I mean, honestly, I just don't understand why they're so, like, angry at every single person that comes through, as if you're like, everybody there is like ready to fight, right? And I noticed that at the Long Beach airport. And then I flew into the Salt Lake airport, and on the way back, I didn't experience that. I mean, it's sort of TSA across the board, and I get it. They're supposed to be providing safety for everyone, and you're not supposed to look them in the eye. But I mean, Jesus Christ, they're so mad that you would possibly be coming through there. They do everything to let you know that you're a fucking idiot. How could you possibly? What? It's like, even if you're not even doing anything wrong. Also, I'm not quite sure why the TSA rules change from place to place. Like, no, we want everything in one bin. And then it's like, no, we need everything in its own bin. No, you need to take your shoes off. No, you need to leave your shoes on. Like, I get it for certain lines, but like in general line, I don't understand why it's like at like 99% of the places you have to have your iPad in a separate bin, but there's always that 1% of places where you can just throw it on top of whatever. Why is that? Why can't we get a more universal rule out of all of this so that we can all do this sort of due diligence and then make sure that the TSA people don't have to yell at us? They're so mad. I'm also not sure why sometimes I set off certain parts of the sensor, and then sometimes I don't. Like, Is it because I wear body talc sometimes and sometimes I don't wear body talc and maybe there's like metal or like aluminum or something in that and maybe that sets it off? Because it always ends up being like a groin pat down. And they always say like, well, we can take you into the other area. And I'm like, no, I want everyone to see this. I want everyone to see what you've done to me. And they go through and they use the back of their hands. And I'm kind of like, just use the front of your hands. Like just cup it. You know what I mean? Like go so you can really know what's happening here. It wouldn't bother me. Maybe it bothers you. And so you always have the option of going into one of those little rooms. But I just don't understand why it's that way. I also separate from the TSA at the airport, at Long Beach Airport. It's a smallish airport. I do love it. Even though I flew out of I flew Delta Airlines, which was fine. I don't personally ever have any problems with Delta Airlines. I know a lot of people do, but I don't normally have that many problems with an airline just because I don't fly that much. I mean, not as much as I used to anyway. But the thing about the airport is I feel like there's got to be a refrigeration unit somewhere in the recesses because whenever you walk up to the sort of little like Hudson News or whatever the little stores are called, all the sodas are boiling hot that are sitting in those units. And I understand it's because it moves so quickly, they can't keep them full all the time. Can we get a couple of like old white refrigerators or something in the back? The kind that you keep like in your garage at home. Can we get some of those in the back and sort of keep the sodas and the waters in there so that when we do come out and restock, they stay a little colder. I think that would be I think that would be really nice. Where was I recently? I was in an airport. Oh God, I had to walk. Well, no, that was a different airport. But Salt Lake, I will have to say about this, separate from Long Beach. Whoever did the renovations at Salt Lake Airport, I swear to God, you hate fat people, I think, and you hate lazy people. And I checked in at the gate, not at the gate. I checked in my luggage at the lady, and she gave me my boarding pass and said, your gate is going to be B whatever, and be prepared for a 1.5 mile walk. And she wasn't joking because I was like, "Oh, it's not that bad. I've been to this airport before." She said, not since the renovations. And I said, what does that mean? And she said, it's an hour or a mile and a half. And she wasn't fucking lying. It was a mile and a half to the point that I've seen people on TikTok, like after, you know how your phone listens to you and like says, provides you shit. I don't think the phone really does that. I think people think that it does. I think it just kind of checks, when you check in places, it knows. So it just provides you. I don't know, and maybe not. Maybe your phone does do that because I was looking for shoes the other day and all I did was mention it. I didn't say what shoes I was looking for. All I did was speak and it spoke it into existence because it showed up on my phone like these are you looking for these boots? Anyway, um she wasn't lying. It was an hour and a half and to the point that I was looking at TikTok and I could see later cuz obviously it knew that I was at the airport, whatever. Um I could see videos of people rollerblading from their gate to the baggage claim so they could get exercise in. Now, listen, a mile and a half walk is going to do me nothing but good, obviously. I mean, you know, I don't like it, but I'm going to do it. I have to get from point A to point B. And they have those people movers. Those are useless. We know those are useless. Those are just like giving you the idea that you're actually moving a lot faster than you are. Why not just have one of those like shuttle things that every other airport fucking has? Those like machines that you like those subway things that are above the ground that you get on a Metro Link or something. I feel like these airports need that. That's what a perfect airport needs. I was also recently, what airport was I at? In my walk from one gate to the other, I crossed three Mac stores. Three different Mac stores in one airport. I can't remember what airport it was though. It was not long ago, so I'll have to look back. But these airports, I just don't I feel like there's a way to go around making things even more comfortable for people. I mean, LAX is shot. We know that. It's never gonna. How long can you be under construction? Come on. I'm not a construction worker. Maybe I was in a past life, but let's toot sweet. You know what I mean? Quick like a bunny. We have to really get this stuff done. We have to really make money moves here because people have got places to go. The Austin airport's really nice. I do like that airport. I like Austin. And I do like when you're in Pacific Northwest, the airports have like rocking chairs and you can look out. Anyway, it's never going to be right. I mean, It would be more right if the beverages were cold, if we had God, Salt Lake Airport, please get the people. And the TSA, just stop being so mean. I know your job's hard. All of our jobs are hard. Stop being so goddamn mean. Like, you would think somebody would step up and say, hey, you really don't have to like scream at people like they're 3 years old. But I guess if I had that job and people were being shitty to me all day, maybe I'd be mad too. Well, enough about bitching about airports because, my complaining is not going to fix anything, but it is going to get it out there, I think. Today, we're talking to the style queen. We're going to welcome a special guest, my very dear friend from Drag Race All-Star 7, and Queen Mother, the one and only Raja Gemini is here. She's going to take a seat on our couch, and it's going to be very that right here at Very Delta. Grab a snack. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. Listen, today's guest needs no introduction. You may know her from Drag Race All-Star 7 or as the co-host of the hit M.O.M podcast, Very That. Today we have the icon, Raja. Welcome to the show.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here. I
This
haven't
is fun.
fucking talked to you in a long time.
I know. Well, at least not in
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
text
yeah.
a lot. We text a lot.
So, I mean, listen, we could just get into it. You just won. Like, you just won
A thing.
a thing. You, like, slayed the house down boots.
Yeah, I did. Now, hold on. How does this work? Did I win second place? Yeah, I won second place.
No,
you don't think
didn't.
so?
No, you won first place of the losers.
Well, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But I was talking to different people about it, and I'm like, and I keep saying like, yeah, I won second place, and they're like, no, you're also a winner, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
but no, Jinx won a crown and $200,000, and I won $50,000, and that sounds like second place to me. But either way, I don't care. I'm happy. I'm happy with the outcome. I'm happy with how it all went, and yeah, I'm jiving. I'm loving it. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm having such a good time. I feel good. I just came back from vacation, so hence the tan.
Right.
And I just took some time off and just relaxing, just checking it out.
I feel like ultimately, truly, 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 this has been like my favorite season to watch because everybody is just so fierce and
Mhm.
like as much as I'm somebody that was like, oh, I wanted to see more critiques of this or that, or I wanted to see whatever. I just feel like everybody was so fierce. Yeah?
Yeah, I thought I was biased watching it. I'm like, why? This is really good. And I thought it was maybe because I was on it and I was there and I saw and I was there through the process. And you know how that goes. You're just like, oh, it's gonna be the best, the best, the best. But I've heard that a lot from
Mhm.
people where they're like, it's really refreshing to see the queens get to stay. All the money that they spent on their costumes, hair, everything is got to be showcased. And so to me, that's like, it's validating to hear that from other people other than just what I'm thinking in my own brain,
Right. No,
So,
but it like
yeah.
legitimately. I mean,
I think that should be the template for whatever All Stars comes up next. Now, do I think it should be like that for all Drag Race? No, because if you get there and it's your first time being there, you got to go through all the critiques.
Right,
You
right.
got to pay your fucking dues. You gotta, it's a rite of passage. You got to get critiqued by Michelle, whatever her name is, and
Yeah.
just.
Is that one of the guest judges which that was critiquing you? What well, did you have a favorite guest judge?
Ooh, okay, let me see. Cameron Diaz,
Mhm.
top of the list, was the nicest, coolest fucking chick. You know what I liked about her was that she is a woman that still is an entrepreneur. She's got a wine line, which I need to reach out to her. Cameron Diaz, if you're listening to Very Delta right now or
Mhm.
watching,
Sauvignon
I
Blanc.
need to try her wine. But I love that Cameron Diaz was like, okay, I'm a star. I made a shit ton of money. Peace out.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do my thing. And to me, she's my hero for that. She's like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and keep going and compete with all the other starlets in Hollywood. And instead, she was just like, I'm good. I'm the highest, at the time she was the highest paid actress in Hollywood. And she just fucking left it, followed her dreams, enjoys her life. And so she was definitely top of my favorites. Daphne Guinness was amazing because she's just
Mhm.
visually stunning and she's
Gorgeous.
been a huge inspiration in my life. Tovlo was there's a few. Tovlo was great. I love Tovlo. Tuvlu, how they say it.
Toveloe.
Tovelo.
Tone Loc.
Tone Loc. Yeah,
Tone
Tone Loc was my
Loc. I
favorite
love Tone
judge.
Loc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you confused about the plunger? Did you really think there was like a secret going on, or was that like a?
Delta, you've met me. I'm a dum-dum.
I thought there was something.
Me too.
I thought the curtain was gonna or the screen was gonna open up, and I don't know, people were gonna be standing there, and
I was so stupid, and those girls got me convinced. They were like, they didn't even tell me one fucking thing until the very end, until I got it. So,
yeah,
I felt so stupid, but whatever. I thought there was gonna be like a whole other like whisper,
Right.
and
right.
no, it didn't happen.
I do feel like it's cool that they are.
Hold on, I really love your hair.
You love this hair?
Yeah.
Wigs by Vanity. Wigs by Vanity. This is the Tina.
The Tina is so good.
And
I have
like
great.
a cherry cola, maybe it's called, or the Slayer, something like that. I don't remember the name. This hair is very you.
It's a cherry cola slayer.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Slay God.
Slay God.
Yeah, but just like going back to that, I feel like the watching everybody. Like I just recently started watching the second season of RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under.
Okay.
Right. So all new contestants, new to the format or the franchise. But when you watch something like this, it's like your all-star season.
Do you like that franchise?
I do.
Do you like
I
that?
do,
I like
yeah.
that one a lot. I'm watching the French one now
Mhm.
too, which is really good.
Yeah. But when I watch the All-Stars, the interesting thing is that people have had the chance to travel the world and find their line and find their way.
Mhm.
And you realize that it's a good way to see that you don't have to be an asshole to be confident in what you do. Right.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
when I'm watching the girls, there was no moment of actual bragging, well, I'm gonna bring it to the runway and you're not.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna do this and you're not doing enough. And I started watching season 2 of the All-Star or the Australia. And there was
Mhm.
a little bit of that and
Mhm.
starting out between sort of an ageist thing and
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
and I mean there's nothing wrong with the kiki of that and the fun of that.
Yeah.
And you played with that on your season, sort of I'm the oldest contestant here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it never became a thing because everybody was so confident in what they did.
Yeah. It was like the age thing was definitely a part of the joke. All the time they were like, "Oh, Raja's the oldest," but Jinx always tried to act like she was older than me. She's at least 10 years younger than me.
I know. Yeah, I felt like the
She's like, "I'm an
narcolepsy
old-"
thing went away for a long time, and then all of a sudden it came back into the storyline, and I was like, "Do you really fall asleep all the time? Because I don't know
I've
that."
never seen her fall asleep.
And do a lot of young guys? You fuck a lot of young guys all the time, this storyline. But I've always talked about too, this idea of creating a character.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have a character. I feel
Yeah.
you have carte blanche to do a little bit more because when you're in drag, you sort of feel it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not really a character. There's no character of Raja,
Yeah.
right?
No, I don't think so. Not one that I've invented or tried to portray. I'm happy. You're speaking of the Australian one. I was really excited to see Minnie Cooper on it
Love.
because she's 50 and she's energetic. She's cool. I've met her in Australia. She's one of the cluster of friends that I know from Sydney and from the I think she's from Sydney. Yeah, Sydney. Minnie Cooper. But I like seeing that. I like seeing that drag isn't just a young person's sport. I mean, that's kind of people who begin, but the people who really excel at it and do really and become legendary actually have a little bit of age on them. They've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I find
you
it a
know?
weird thought. That thought process would come across oh, you're older and you're going to be in Drag Race. It's
Yeah.
why is that? Why do you figure that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. I've never had that. I mean, maybe because I'm only 4 years younger than Minnie Cooper. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But when I was on Drag Race, I was 35. You were 37.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? That never was a thought to me. I don't think it ever even came
Mm-mm.
up with the competitors in season 3.
No.
Interesting. Yeah. Do you have a favorite challenge or a favorite look that you did on the show? Because you guys, I mean, I saw a grid of different looks, and I was like, "There's 35 looks here." You had a lot. You guys had a lot to be responsible for.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a favorite look that I did because I think all of them I was pretty happy. I had to make sure that before I went into doing the process that I really enjoyed and liked a lot of my looks. I think I'd say the most expensive looks were definitely a highlight. The laser costume, which I think could have actually looked better on TV. Maybe they were a little unprepared with what I was bringing, and I wasn't bringing something that just plugged in and turned up. It was like it needed smoke and stuff, and that whole process took a while, but it was definitely one of my favorite things to wear on it because I knew, because behind the scenes, what people didn't see, that was completely off edit, off camera, and the girls, if you ever meet one of them, will vouch for me when I say that RuPaul lost her damn shit.
I love that.
She was like, "What the fuck? Oh my God, Russia!"
Yeah.
You know, and then it started up again, and then you never got to catch any of that. There's so many, the things that I love the most are the stuff that happened behind the scenes that never actually made it onto television.
Sure. What would be one of those? Like,
You know, just all kinds of stuff, just
did
conversation.
they see you go off, or you want to see me go off?
Are
I mean, you don't have to.
is this Willem in a Delta costume right now?
You want to see me go off? No. I mean, there's just so many people don't realize. I guess I don't realize because I wasn't there. The intricacies and like the conversations that are happening. There's like you have to be in that moment. And anybody that's been on any kind of show like that will always say to other people, "There's really only 12 other people that know exactly the intricacies." So it's easy for everyone else to say, "Well, this is what really happened."
Yeah.
No, you weren't really there. Like you're getting the gist of things, but it's in the moment of X, Y, and Z.
You know, in comparison, if I could compare how much I went off behind the scenes, you know, season 3 versus season 7 of All Stars, I think I went off more in season 3. Do you remember when I threw my food plate across the room?
Yeah.
How many times I did that?
Yeah.
Do you remember when I pissed in the trash can in the workroom
And then passed that trash can around for everyone else to piss in? Yes.
So if you want to talk about see me go off, the drama really happened in season 3. There was really very, very little drama that happened. And when drama did happen, we made sure, because we were winners. We're like, you know what? We're not going to sit here through it. So you might want to rethink how you talk to us, because
Right.
you guys chose us as winners the first time. So if you talk down to us, you sound like the asshole.
Right.
So it really kind of changed the trajectory really early in the season. It just kind of changed how they spoke to us and how we navigated through the whole thing. Because I personally, you know, I could have said, if they did anything that really truly offended me, I would have just laughed. I would have just been like, you know what, figure it out. I gotta go. I'm not
Right.
gonna sit here and be spoken down to. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you are now the queen of She Done,
Done
already
already.
had hers.
Is it She Done already? Done had hers is?
I will tell you this. I'm willing to accept. I'm willing to accept a thank you from the franchise of RuPaul's Drag Race, and I'm willing to congratulate you on what I've given you, because I'm the person who on season 3 created had done already had hers is, because that was the first time that it was ever made evident when we played Scrabble,
Oh.
and I won by realizing what RuPaul was saying, and I put the letters up. So you're welcome. I was, in a way, I was on All Stars with you in more than one way.
Okay, great.
You can thank me.
Thank you.
Do you want to write me a check?
Oh my God, did I get monkeypox?
Do you want to write
Right.
me a check now? Do you remember that?
Yes. Our inside jokes can go on and on and
Right.
on.
No, I honestly, I mean, it's exciting for all of us, because we didn't know. Like, obviously, there's a winner, and I know that's not taking anything from Jinx, because she won fair and square. She did an amazing job. But it's exciting to see that something else, Drag Race, I feel like as a show, does sort of up the, you're not ready for this. Because I wasn't ready for it. And then when we heard that, we were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
It's still an exciting show, and I feel like it still does always level up in another way that you're not expecting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I can also say that season 3, when we left, there was, when we left the whole thing and it all finished and we all went home, there was still a little bit of bitterness between some of us, between the cast members, about whatever happened there. But this time, I went home and I still have very, very fond memories. We have a group text where we talk to each other constantly. We're always sharing information and trying to collab with each other. And it's just different. It feels so different. It almost feels like I wasn't even on the first time, because this experience was so different and so new and so refreshing. Like there was no shade ever You know?
And so, who do you hate from season 3? Is the real question. Now that you bring that up.
Pretty much you.
Uh-huh.
I hate you. I hate you very, very much.
Mhm.
And
That's it.
yeah, and I'm still mad at Shangela. You know?
When those
Yeah.
videos pop up all the time, they'll pop up on TikTok,
It's
and
so
it's so
silly.
weird because everybody looks like, I don't know, everybody looks so young and like boogery. Like everybody was like not as obviously as polished as they are now.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
at the
yeah.
time, everyone being like, "Oh, I'm way more polished. I'm way more this." It's like, you are?
Totally.
How though?
Totally.
So gross. Let's take a break.
All right.
Yeah, let's take a break. And we are back. We're sitting here talking to the queen of She Had Done Already Had Herses, Raja. Back to Very Delta or Very That. I mean, you know, it's always the same thing.
Yeah.
When you took a little break, because I mean, you know, this season of Drag Race is one that we haven't seen before, and also coming out of a pandemic, a lot of people haven't toured, so
Mhm.
these streets are full of the winners and people from different franchises. So you had to hit the ground running, all of you, and you've all
Mhm.
been touring.
Mhm.
It's a little difficult to sort of plan a normal at-home time when these gigs are constantly coming up and you can't say no to them. You didn't go on the show to not work after,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
you know, you're here obviously because you're in town, but who knows how long you're going to be in town. You're constantly gone,
Mhm.
which is exciting.
Yeah. I had to take the break from Very That because my schedule was starting to get really weird. There was moments where I was available to do it, moments where I was not, and I couldn't be consistent in it. And now I'm starting to get my little stride into it, and I'm actually taking a little like time to myself rather than just
Yeah.
being on the road. Because to be very honest, if I'm gonna be in a nightclub and I have to travel to it, I just want to make sure that it's the gig that I want to do. I don't want it. I'm tired of just piling on gig, and I just think that I don't really need to do that anymore. I have other projects that I want to work on, and I want to focus all of my time mainly on those things, and the gigs will happen in between. Right?
Mm. No, not for me. But you can let them know that I'm available to fill in for Raja if you would like somebody else. It won't be very that, but it'll be barely that. And I'm willing to be there, probably at a tenth of the price.
Barely that.
Barely that. I mean, why not?
You're so
We have not
stupid.
on Very Delta. We have not done any seesaw themes. At all.
Oh,
We don't
really?
do that. No, we don't do that.
Not even with your guests?
No,
You had
because
Jasmine there.
I know we should have
There would
done.
have been a seesaw.
Yeah, but we were chit chatting. We were like, let's do a seesaw theme with
I love it.
something that we both love.
Mm-hmm.
And I did get to see the creation of this as it was happening. But real talk, you know, when people sign NDAs, and as close as I am with Raja, you don't really talk about projects just because you don't like to make each other feel uncomfortable. Because this legal shit is involved. I knew that you were working on something that involved Dolly Parton.
Uh-huh. Oh,
And
yeah.
we were such big fans of Dolly, and you were like, "Hey, why don't you lend me a hand with this? Like, just
Mhm.
give me a thing." And so when I knew that you were going to be doing something with Dolly Parton, you were like,
Mhm.
"Let's do a wig that's like a little bit bigger than RuPaul, not as big as Dolly Parton, but don't put a lot of hairspray in it because I need to fix it on my head because
Yeah.
you are about styling yourself."
Yeah.
So there's a see something. It's like a digital see something. I think that they're putting together of you on the runway with the Dolly. Was
Okay,
that one of your
okay.
favorite looks to do? I mean, that the jewels, the
Oh,
crystals,
okay.
the
Yeah,
fit.
yeah. Now thinking back at it, definitely one of my favorites because I've never been a really good celebrity embodier or impersonator. I've always wanted to be. I mean, maybe my best in the 90s was Vanessa Williams if I threw in a
course.
blue contact. But it's never been my thing. So I never really invested my time or money or energy into impersonating anyone. But when I knew that we all had to dress like Dolly, I was like, you know what? I'm going to pretend like I am fucking
Yeah.
a Dolly Parton impersonator.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go off. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to, I want to be over the top. I want it to be larger than life.
The
you know.
dress was just.
Yeah, that was
Come on.
Thomas Ogden, otherwise known as Art de Fashion. He does
Mhm.
all of Brooklyn Heights costume. He actually lives like 2 blocks away from me.
Oh, okay.
So when the Dolly Parton challenge came up, I was like, I need somebody who's like a tedious dressmaker,
Right.
who'd like just doesn't just make a thing, but like really focuses and takes their time on the underpinnings of it. And I think he did such a fantastic job. It's one of my favorite things to wear. It's just like the zipper went on and it went whoop.
Yeah.
Like it just like
you
fit.
could
The
tell.
tits were built in. The jacket was made to fit. He's a very, very talented designer. And then when it came to hair, there was no one else I could come to but you. I was like, Delta, please, please, please help me. And
so
and
fun.
the craziest thing is I didn't even inspect or looked at the wig. I got it in the shape that it was when you gave it to me. And then I looked inside of it when I put it on, and I've never seen a technique like that where you sewed 2 wigs where it was like that. Like on the inside, it was hollow on 2 sides, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you did?
It's two on top of one, essentially. Yeah.
But it was like kind of hollow on the inside, and
Yeah.
it was fantastic, and it really was just about me just kind of running my
You
fingers,
have to. You
fluffing,
have to.
running my fingers through
Yeah.
it, a small tease here, small tease there, but the base was so wonderfully made, and it just was perfect. It was fucking
It
perfect.
was so fun to watch, and I mean, it was fun to watch everyone's Dolly.
Mhm.
But I'm going to be. I'm going to always like. Your friend is there, so you're going to be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I love my friends more." But truly, I was like watching the outfit, and I remember seeing pictures of it, and then when I saw it on, I was like,
Uh-huh.
"Jesus Christ, this
Yeah.
is an act. This is actually
Yeah.
like you're wearing Dolly Parton's clothes."
Yeah.
That's how it felt. To
And
me.
then when I was thinking about what style of Dolly I wanted to do, I was like, okay, coat of many colors, right? These are all the obvious. The coat of many colors, it's the country, probably a denim and a gingham top tied with big
Mhm.
tits and that hair. Then I was like, no, what Dolly do I love the most? I love that when Dolly Parton had her own show. I think it was on ABC. She had her own talk show back in the
Yep.
day. That's the Dolly I like. I like the beads. I like the wasped in waist. I like the little bit of shoulder, the bolero. Like, there was a certain time of Dolly. It's probably like late 80s Dolly. That's the Dolly.
I always think about that, like also too, like Straight Talk Dolly. Do you remember the movie Straight Talk? Where the hair is like, it's almost mullety because it's like here, but then it's like here, and it all feathers in like that. I love that.
So good.
Where have you been this summer? Like you've been. I mean, I know you're working, but you're also able to take a little time. Have you been anywhere different?
I just came back from Provincetown, hence my tan. Did we just say that already? But no, I just came back from Provincetown for a week. It was wonderful. I needed the time out because, you know what? Anytime that I've ever been in Provincetown, I've always had to work. I was there, each time I was there, I had a residency, a show there in a small theater, 3 months at a time. And this time I just went, had a vacation for a week, loved it. I kind of like dodged all the hullabaloo, like whatever party scene, and really just kind of absorbed the nature part of it and the beauty of it. And it's expensive to be there, so I really had to tailor it and customize it to what I needed to because I'm paying the money for it.
Right.
So it wasn't about the bullshit. It was about the beauty of it, the history of it, and just enjoying the place that it was. Saw some great shows. I saw Varla Jean Merman, who's like, goddess to me.
Of course.
I saw Dina Martina. I went to go see Mama Tits, who's a dear friend of mine from Puerto Vallarta, performing there. And what's nice to see there this time in Provincetown is that Provincetown is a village, and it can be a little bit close knit, and it doesn't like to explore in big new modern ideas. And that's part of its charm. It's what makes it Provincetown, is that it's so secluded and far away on the tip of Cape Cod, and to come back to it after pandemic and to see new ideas, younger ideas, fresher ideas was fun. So I had a really good time. I got a great tan. I ate great food, drank a shit ton of wine. They have dispensaries now there, so I smoked weed constantly, which normally...
Is that new for you?
No, it's new for Provincetown. But I definitely smoked more weed in Provincetown because I was on vacation. I was like, oh shit, the beach is like a 5-minute walk. Let me get this pre-roll and sit there and smoke it right on the beach, and enjoyed every single minute of it.
Have you
I
found?
should have brought that wig. That would have been good.
Yeah. Have you found that with the All Stars, like a new sort of influx of people that are sort of new to you, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, when I've been in Provincetown before, are we still talking about Provincetown or just in
No,
general?
just in general.
In
like,
general,
yeah.
okay. Well, in Provincetown, it was really interesting because the last episode was being aired on the Friday before I was leaving, so people were still hot on it, and so for them to see me down the street was really exciting for them, and they all wanted to take pictures and stuff, which I expected. But yes, there is a new group of people, a younger, different set of people who wasn't. I never even realized that 11 years ago was that long, but I guess it is.
It doesn't seem like it, but it
Yeah,
is.
it doesn't seem like it. And there's definitely like kids now who are like, I didn't watch your season at all. It was a long time ago for me. I was 6 years old or whatever,
Sure.
and now they're like full grown, people. And so that part's exciting to me. I like it,
Mhm.
because yeah, there's people who didn't actually remember me, and now I've been able to reintroduce myself to people, so that's really really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah,
it the most?
it's the most.
Do you live?
I live. Well, can I smell this?
Yeah.
Mm,
Do you like it?
what is it?
Aura by Mugler.
Oh,
Oh, we.
detox.
Actually, if you
Did
were
detox
to,
give that to you? Or?
she did not give that to me, but I probably have something that she's given me. Oh, she gives me all the Gucci Bloom variations.
How many bottles of perfume do you have in your house?
Not as many as I would like, but I don't know, maybe 200. But
What?
yeah, but I mean, they're not all, they're not all full,
The
and then
fuck?
and they're not all super expensive. I have like cheap ones, and I mean, just different ones.
200?
Yeah.
Let me think. I think I have about 25.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. That's as many.
I don't
almost as
even
many
use
days
all
for
of
my-
them. Some of them have been sitting there for years, but I just like the bottles and they're so pretty and they.
Do you buy it because of the packaging, or because of the designer, or because of the smell?
I think I used to. I think I used to do it for designer mostly before, but now I really go for scents. I'm reverting back to my like hippie days. Well,
Mhm.
what I'm not even saying reverting. I've always been a hippie, but I really love roll-on oils now. And there's
Yeah.
some really beautiful, exquisite ones. I went to Sephora and bought a shit ton of them there.
Well, if you were to make your own fragrance, what would be like some elements? What would be the inspiration? How about that?
I would say rose would be the first top. Rose is my favorite floral scent. And then I would probably do vanilla. I like vanilla, but then there's always that thing that I like, jasmine, Palo Santo, touch of patchouli,
Caca.
gaga, and
Sobacos.
sabaco, and yeah, I like things to feel a little bit more earthy, like
Would you put dirt in there, like dirt?
slight dirt. Yeah, that's patchouli,
Mhm.
earthy, incensey, nag champa. I like it. I like it to smell like a. I would imagine it to smell like the bottom of a hippie's bag that's traveling through Morocco.
I like that. No, I like
she's
that.
she's traveling through Morocco and it's 1971.
Mhm.
And she's just got all of her little like stuff at the bottom of her bag. That's what I want. I want to open that hippie's bag and go. That's what I want
Do
to
you
smell
think
like.
it's weird when people will say, like, maybe you'll wear an outfit and then people are like, "Ooh, who are you? What is this?" And you're
Mhm.
like, "It's my outfit." And they're like, "Yeah, but who is she? Who is this lady?"
Yeah, what are you giving?
What are you giving?
It's giving.
It's giving.
The kids love to say that now.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
giving.
Right. But
Yeah.
but why is it never exactly what you were giving? Like, the description is like, that's not succinct enough. Like, you think it's giving that, but baby, if you've ever been there, it's not like that there.
Yeah, exactly.
That person
I've
is
never
not-
been to Morocco. I
Right.
just pretended like I have.
Right.
I watch a lot of movies.
I
so.
would want my, perfume to smell like a spice market, but I've never
There
been to
you
a
go.
spice
You know what I
market.
mean? Yeah.
I've never been.
A souk.
Yeah, I've never been. So, but people do that. It's giving. I
It's
think people
giving
probably
a souk.
they probably do that on your like when now everybody has the runways from All Stars.
Uh-huh.
Oh, she's giving me this.
Yeah.
And everything is like, oh, she's trying to copy this person.
Well, some of the stuff like I read my comments sometimes, and like when I post a picture of one of the recent outfits from Drag Race, they're like, "Oh, it's giving this," and it's like some video game character or science fiction Japanime, and I'm like, whoosh, goes right
Yeah.
over my head. I'm like, okay, If that's what you see,
Right.
I'm not going to argue that. That's
Well-
not what I was trying to give. That's what you took.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
They want to see me go off. They want to see me go in. They want to see me stay in here. Let's take a break.
All right. Did she want one?
Probably not.
No.
I didn't shave my shoulders. And we are back. This is, of course, the Annals. The Annals.
Oh.
We still do these.
I miss the Annals.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. I mean,
I like the
people
Annals.
write
The
letters.
Annals are definitely my favorite.
If you want to write a letter, I don't even know where I kept my letters this time of year.
Ooh.
Damn, like that?
Yeah.
Do you ever burp and then you think you burp so many times that you're you open your mouth differently to see if it'll make a different sound? You don't ever do that?
I have a few times, but I always my thing is when I burp, I'm like, does everyone smell it? Like,
Oh, I think that. But
did you just smell my burp? I burped.
I didn't. You're
Okay.
far enough away. But do you ever burp and then you don't realize that a little bit of vomit's gonna come up?
Oh, that happens a lot.
I
Yeah,
fucking hate that.
Yeah. Oh.
But then you try
I
to.
hate it when I'm brushing my teeth and I actually and vomit comes up a little bit.
Do you ever
I always
test
stick
your
the
gag
toothbrush
reflex?
when I brush my teeth?
You're all.
But sometimes I like the gagging, so I might be a good have you ever seen those videos porn videos where they're like,
Oh, absolutely. You have to overact.
foaming, bubbling spit over their cheeks and into their ears.
Oh my gosh, that's the best. And you have to make the sounds like that. You know what I mean?
G is for
Oh my gosh, that thing you sent me. Cheers for. Okay, wait, where's that? I look at.
Oh.
Oui, for the lady.
Tis-toi.
Wait. Okay. People send these. And if you want to send an email to G is for you can send an email, of course, to readmedelta@gmail.com. The first one is from Jasleen.
Ooh. Jasleen.
Or Jasline. I like that.
Was there a girl? Maxwell, was there a girl? Jasleen on
On
Top Model.
Top Model,
Like
yeah.
Yeah. I smoked too much weed.
Okay, so
Maybe it's her.
I'm a gay young adult from Arkansas, and I'm
Okay,
seriously
sorry.
contemplating moving to a bigger city for college. My first college pick, which I believe would be the best choice for my academic life, would take me to a boring-ass college town. The thing is, I'm also admitted to a lesser-known university in a popular party city, New Orleans,
Ooh, go there.
where I have a bunch of friends.
Go there.
And I'm told the trade is good there.
Go there.
I know I should power bottom through my college years in order to perform as hard as possible and get a nice job, but there's a deep part of me inside that knows that I'm internally a slut who needs to party the house down. Isn't college supposed to be the best years of my life? Yeah, actually aren't my college years. And I guess it doesn't matter, but they'll figure that out when they get to college. Shouldn't I strive for sexual stimulation as a young and hung doll?
Oh.
Please help me, Delta. I don't want to fuck up my life, but I also want to fuck. This is when I said earlier, I said people need to be more succinct. This person just said,
I love it.
You answered your own question, baby.
I love it.
You don't give a fuck about education. You want to get nailed. You want your hole stretched open. You want to feel. You want to go off.
Yeah, I wish Jasleen would have stated what they were studying, what they plan on studying in college. Because for me, I went to college. I went to university. I went to Cal State Fullerton, which. Not a mistake, but not my first choice. I really wanted to go to art school. I wanted to go to do something with design.
Sure.
So my older sister, Rahana, she went to Cal State Fullerton. And it was just easy, she went there, I went there, and I just followed along with her, what she did, and how she went to college. The difference is my sister didn't live on campus. And as soon as I knew I was going to college, I was like, this is my ticket out of my parents' house. So I was in the same boat with Jasleen where it's like, okay, well, I want to go to, I'm wherever I go, I'm going to have fun. My focus wasn't necessarily on sex per se because it was the early 90s and We had to be a little bit gentle about that. Well, very gentle about it because, sex was always safe sex there at that time. There was no other option. So my focus wasn't on that. My focus was going to the club, getting in club kid outfits, partying till in the morning, So it sounds like Jasleen wants to do that.
Yeah.
Jasleen wants to get out of Arkansas, and I know a lot of people who have left Arkansas and thrive. Not saying that you can't thrive in Arkansas, because if you are in Arkansas or whatever small town you don't want to be in, I say do the best you can and thrive and be the best wherever you're at.
Right.
But for me, college was get out of my parents' house. How do I get to go to the club more often? And eventually, after 2.5 years, I just quit.
Right.
And I got a job with MAC Cosmetics, and then that's what really started getting my makeup interest career going. Working in makeup at a makeup counter actually gave me a very small taste of what I wanted out of fashion and art and so on, and my life continued and became what it was. So if Jasleen has the money to afford to go to this school in New Orleans, I say go. I love New Orleans. You have a lot of friends there. You want to get dick, go get that dick, honey. I said it on Drag Race in my commencement speech. I said, you know what?
You want to get dick?
Get fucked. Go have fun. Enjoy what your bodily functions do with other people. Enjoy that, because one day that option isn't going to be as readily and freely available. So if you want to go and have fun, party, be with your friends, go there. But also study. If you're investing into money and investing your money into it, then study also.
I just feel like maybe I'm just too far out from priorities, but I feel like I'm reading here that you say that you're hung and that you also are willing to power bottom. If those two things are the case, does it really matter where you are? Because if you've got all this dick and all this meat, I mean, listen, it sounds like, believe me, sweetie, you got enough to feed the needy, as the prophetess Little Kim once said.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter where you go to school. So, and also
True,
too,
true,
really
true,
doesn't matter
true,
what
true.
school necessarily. I mean, if I don't know that maybe you're going to go to law school or something, but if you're just going like for a higher education, for like a general education, I say, you might as well bloom wherever you're planted. So, if you're going to do great at either one, then go to the one where you think you're going to have more fun and get the education.
Yeah.
Why
I
not?
think that's what I meant to say.
No,
You always pull it together for me.
No, but it's true. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't think you really care about school. I don't think you give a fuck about school. I think you're
care.
supposed to go to school,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to fucking be a superstar all day long. Like,
My sister actually told
use that dick for sure.
a couple
girl.
months ago. My sister suggested to me, she's like, "You didn't finish your bachelor's degree. You can do that online now." And I was like, probably not gonna
I'm
do
cool.
that. I don't need a bachelor's degree. What is a bachelor's degree gonna give me?
Can you
as
get
an
a
artist?
bachelor's degree in the Queen if she had already had hers?
Yeah, there's no need for a bachelor's degree for me for anything.
How about this one?
When you have the master's degree in theos.
Ew. How?
When you get the master's degree in theos.
This is from Ryan,
Okay.
and a beautiful spelling. I know who this is.
Ryan.
Rind. Very Delta and Raja.
Mm-hmm.
As a fellow veteran of department store cosmetics and fragrance counters, I want to hear about some of the craziest things you experienced. I worked men's and women's fragrance, Clinique, Estee
I have
Lauder,
one.
and MAC for the same Macy's between 2002 and 2013. I had someone eat the coffee beans from fragrance. Hypoglycemic, hypochondriac, insist on eating her lunch while I did her makeup. And an older woman judged me for not liking Aramis as a 20-year-old.
Aramis.
I can't wait to hear some of your stories.
Oh my
Love you,
God.
mean it. Oh my God, Aramis at 20. That's not a 20-year-old's
No,
fragrance.
it's not. And I always joke with you. I'm like, ooh, your look is giving.
Uh-huh.
fragrance model, Robinson's May selling Aramis.
You always tell me that. She really does. Okay,
Aramis is so particular.
what happened?
Okay, this is my favorite. I've had many, many crazies, but
Uh-huh.
when I worked at Mac Pro on Robertson Boulevard in the early 2000s, probably 2001, maybe 2000,
Yeah.
there was a woman who came in and she was a little space case and she was just like, yeah, so I really want a lipstick, like just makeup in general that like goes with my hair color. Do you have a pair of scissors by any chance? And we're like, well, yeah, sure. And we like took out the scissors that we would use to like trim eyebrows and like, lashes. And she's like, I'll be right back. She went to the bathroom in the back, cut off her pubic hair.
No.
Not fucking kidding. Cut off her pubic hair and went, here you go. This is my natural color. I figured like if you pick your pubes, then you would like, this is your natural color. And she showed us her
Ew.
fucking pubes. Not lying.
What did they smell like?
Well, after I went like that, I was
And
like,
it went up your nostril, and you're like trying to get it out like a farmer snot.
I did a line of her pubes, like, because it was the
No.
early 2000s. I snorted everything. So,
But wait, did somebody like help her, or did
actually, I wasn't the one helping her, but like, when you work at
Right.
a counter or something, you're always like over the shoulder of your friend that works there too, and you're like listening to the customer.
How?
Like this, like, yeah.
Oh yeah, girl.
What?
So did she actually end up getting something, or were they like, get out?
That part I don't remember. I just remember
Wow.
the fact that she went to the bathroom, cut her pubic hair, and she's like, I want something that goes with this.
Ew.
True story.
Was she older, younger? Not that it matters, but I'm trying to visualize
From what I remember, it's all vague. I remember she was a white lady. She was definitely somewhere in her like late 30s, early 40s.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Wow. I wish I had a story that could match that, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's probably one of my most memorable ones. Other than that,
I can remember when we used to get like we would call it gratis, and so there would be like gifts from the vendors for each company. And you would be like, ooh, I really need to get that Polo Sport tote bag, or I really need to get a free pair of underwear from John Varvatos, or whatever it was. Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Well, this was my own personal mistake that I did. It wasn't really necessarily a customer story, but this was in the 90s, 1994, 93, and Mac, where I was working, made these color correctors that came in little bottles. It came in like the pale green. It always has a lavender, right? There's maybe a yellow.
Yeah.
They're color correctors. They're meant to be used on little dots of areas. So let's say you have dark circles under of your eyes and you're melanated. Orange is a really good way to kind of kill that blueness under the eyes.
Right.
Well, there was a woman who came in who had a lot of redness from something. I think maybe I don't know, her face was like really bright red and she wanted something to help cover it up. Well, here I am, 19-year-old me. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And in my Mac training, they said if you put a little green on somebody's face, it'll cancel out the red.
Right.
Well, so I was like, well, I'm a Mac girl. I know what I'm doing. I
course.
got hired here. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. So I fucking took the tube and I started stippling this light pale pistachio-y green all over her face. And I thought I was, doing the thing. I thought I was actually doing the correction. Her whole face was covered in green, and then I tried to put the foundation on
No.
it, and it just turned into this like sad-looking mud gray green
No.
flesh thing. And it was
How did
all
you come
over her
back from
neck.
this?
I just, I made her go to the bathroom and wash her face, and that's when she took her pubes and showed me what she wanted instead.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Well, these are the letters. This is the annals, the annals of the inbox. You literally have been gone for a couple of months and you've missed nothing. People ask ridiculous questions about ridiculous shit, which I
Oh,
appreciate.
God.
We love because it takes us down memory lane. If you would like us to read your letter, and I promise we won't make fun of you that much, just a little bit, send an email to readmedelta@gmail.com. Thank you for coming and being a guest. It's not really like you're a guest. I mean, it's like a guest, but not really. It's.
Oh, really? We're just catching up.
I mean, we normally are like on Zoom or whatever.
I love this camera situation.
It's
really
nice,
fun,
right?
Too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's tons of people, like, you can't really see them all, but
Yeah,
they're back
I
there.
actually showered to do this with you
Oh,
today.
you did?
Normally I do it from home and I'm like scratching my ass and,
yeah.
and brush my teeth in days and
Yeah.
I still haven't, but
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
do you want me to burp in your face right now?
No, because you're far enough away that I don't smell it. Like, so when you burped earlier, I couldn't smell it. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you all so much for listening to Very Delta, and a special hello to everyone watching the show on the Mom Podcast's YouTube channel. Very Delta comes out every Monday right here on the Very That podcast feed and on YouTube. If you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe to make sure that you do not miss any episodes. Of course, just reiterating, if you want to send a letter, send it to readmedelta@gmail.com. And you can follow me, of course, on Instagram at DeltaWork, and you can follow Raja.
At Sultan Amrul.
Did you put in your bio like Queen of already? She done had hers is like is
I
that
should.
do it?
Have you ever tried to change your name on Instagram?
No,
It's impossible.
it's not a thing, or
You can't just do it. You can't just like change your name right away. Like if you're, especially if you have a blue check mark next to your name, it's very difficult to change your name. Like I've tried to make it familiar to people by putting Raja Gemini, but Instagram won't let me. So I just
Does
keep it as
everybody
is.
on All Stars write a love letter about something? I feel like people say that a lot, like, "Oh, this outfit is my love letter to this," and I know you've said that before, but I've heard other people that are like, "This is my love letter. This is a love letter. This cheeseburger is a love letter. Oh, I just decided to wear this because it's a love letter."
Oh.
Why does everybody have a
Maybe
love
we should call
letter?
the annals of the inbox, the love letter to the inbox.
The love letters. Why does everybody have a love letter?
Well, because there's love in their heart, Delta, and you have none.
Oh, I just think
You're
like,
a bitter bitch.
are you gonna write a love letter? See me go off.
You are a
That's
fucking
it.
idiot.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. We're done.
Okay. Well,
I mean, you're done.
okay. Well, bye.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna call me an Uber?
No.
Where's Dipper?
We'll see you next week right here where we like to keep things very Delta.
Goodbye, everyone.
To listen to Very Delta one day early and ad-free, sign up for Mom Plus at mompodcasts.plus. Very Delta is produced by Moguls of Media, aka M.O.M, hosted by Delta Work and produced by Maxwell Esposito. Engineered by Margot Padilla, and editing and sound design by Will Pitts. Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Big Dipper, and Joe Cilio.